Hello, nice to see you again. This is the fifth in a series of videos we've been producing as part of my new website, christinenixon.com.au. And we've been following the track about managing and leading organisations, about change, about the environment, about developing networks, about collecting data. This one is about good management. So you can do a lot of things in an organisation. You can work to set goals, you can work with a community, you can develop great new networks. But one of the really important things also is, what's the management like? How are we treating people? I've often made the comment that, you can make a difference in someone's life, you can stuff it up, or you can underpin their future and make an enormous change for them and make it so much better. So what about you as a manager? I remember being really young and a boss I worked for said, when I said to him, so what does good management look like? I mean, I'd read the text, there's lots of research, tons and tons of it about. And he said, Christine, one of the simple ways to think about good management is think about the managers that you have that you'd walk over hot coals for. And I remember thinking, okay, gee, weren't very many of them, I thought. And he said, well, at least if there's some, you might want to think about the way they behaved. And is that the way you behaved? And over time, the last, say, 15, 20 years, I remember listening to a number of other people talk about it. I remember a guy called Alan Hawke, who's a federal bureaucrat, also said, think about those you'd walk over hot coals for. And now I've asked maybe 12, 13,000 people the same question. Tell me how many managers you've had in your career that you'd walk over hot coals for. And the really sad part about so many of those people? Very few have had 5, a few more have had 4, a few more have had 3, but most have had 2, many 1, and some none. Out of all the people I've asked, about all the studies about management. And when I say to people, so what was it about that boss? What was it about them that would make you walk over hot coals? And you know what I'm talking about, these people that you would just go that extra mile for. And there's a kind of a series of issues they talk about. They talk about, they've got my back. They cared about me. They pushed me to do things that I never would have imagined I could do. They knew that if I made mistakes, they would help me work through those mistakes. They never got me to do something that they wouldn't do themselves. They were ethical. And often when I say to people, just give me some examples about that. And there's some wonderful ways. I remember, I got into trouble once as a young constable, and a sergeant came back after some time and said, you're in serious trouble. I said, I know. And he worked with me, worked with others, and he managed to dig me out of the hole. And I got to be the Chief Commissioner. He said to me, gee, Christine, I feel like I contributed. You see, if you manage people well, there are many, many characteristics you'll think about. You can make an enormous difference in their lives. You can make them the Chief Commissioner. All those people who become CEOs or team leaders or divisional leaders all had someone in their lives, a good manager, who helped them get there. But the real obligation for all of us is to think about how you manage people. Do you care about them? Do you inspire them? Do you have their backs? Do you push them to do things that you never quite imagined they could do? Just some of the kind of ways. Write them down for yourself. Think about good managers you've known. Think about ways that you can be a good manager so someone will walk over hot coals for you.